Hey, well, Broken World Entertainment, and some weird news has come out that The Exorcist, the original 73 movie, its Rotten Score Tomato has been lowered after the release of the brand new Exorcist Believer. Yes, for some reason, Rotten Tomatoes has added 70 new reviews of the original Exorcist. This is weird, strange, but also proves and shows, and the funny thing is, they are probably too stupid to realize this, but they have shown and proven it right now that they can manipulate the scores of movies. So we'll have a look at this because it's so strange, particularly when you hear where some of the reviews come from. So, the original Exorcist suffers a drop in Rotten Tomatoes score following Believer release. Now, one thing we have to keep in mind is the Rotten Tomatoes scores, they mean nothing. Realistically, they mean nothing. We know they've changed the algorithm and everything to protect movies like Captain Marvel and stuff. But again, this shows how they can manipulate it. So, Rotten Tomatoes has released 70 new reviews for The Exorcist, leading to a dip in the movie's original approval rating. Now, it's not a huge dip, but it just goes to show you how they can change the scores. So let's get into this article properly. The Exorcist Believer arrived in cinemas this weekend and has become another franchise expanding sequel that has not quite lived up to expectations, either in its reviews or its box office result. However, it seems the Blumhouse revival of the franchise has proved to be a cautionary tale of the original 1973 movie. Despite being released 50 years ago and being considered one of the greatest horror movies of all time, The Exorcist has seen its Rotten Tomatoes approval rating take a dive as the site added 70 new reviews to the film, including some archival entries that have previously not been available on the site. So right there, you're hearing they've taken old reviews that were never on the site and have added them to the site. Bit strange that, isn't it? But it goes on. David Gordon Green's Exorcist movie has been struggling to make a connection with critics and audiences despite linking directly to the original movie with appearances by Ellen Burstyn and Linda Blair, reprising their roles as Chris and Regina McNeil, respectively. The Exorcist Believer has only managed to gain a 26% approval rating from critics since its release, and has fared only a little better with audiences. In contrast, The Exorcist had previously held a very satisfactory 84% rating on the site until new updates, according to Rotten Tomatoes. So let's see what they have to say about this. So they say, "We spun our heads round and round, adding over 70 reviews for the original 73 movie. Using archival tools and sites, many of the reviews are contemporaneous to when Exorcist first debuted, with the rest from during the late 90s re-release. Richard Roper also filed a review at the Chicago Sun/Times with reference to Exorcist 4K restoration. Overall, The Exorcist's new score is 78%, dropping from 84%. It's such a bizarre story. Why did they add 70 new reviews that they've gone to other websites and used archival tools to dig up these older reviews to put them onto the site? Why? That's not the case of well, people who originally wrote a review went back and re-uploaded their review or something. No. This is Rotten Tomatoes themselves took 70 additional reviews and dumped them onto their site, onto The Exorcist. Why? Were they hoping it would bring the score down more in line with Exorcist Believer? Were they hoping maybe it would boost somehow Believer's score? It makes no sense why they would do this. But again, it proves that they can, at any time and willingly, manipulate the scores of movies. So when we're saying this makes no sense, that this movie's rating is this, well, it looks like they can just get some tools, go into other sites and upload those reviews, because that's what they've just done with this. Very strange, very bizarre. But I thought it was interesting because it shows that they can destroy scores, but at the same time, they seem to want to try and help movies maybe that are doing poorly. I don't know. I can't understand why they did it, but it's definitely a strange one. But anyway, what do you think about this? Let us know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know the drill. And with that, I'll leave it there for this one. So cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.